Dusk breathes its last sigh across the street, and silence stretches so deep it hums. Headlights flicker out one by one until only the pale reflection of a single parked car remains, windows misted by the ghost of breath within. I hover at the threshold between the seen and the whispered, and I speak, "My child, do you sense the watching?" The air quivers. A clock in some unseen room has stopped, and yet the world ticks louder in your ribs. Somewhere, a soft angelic chord drifts beneath the city's tired heartbeat. You stand at the window, unsure why the quiet feels so loud, why the stillness rings like a bell that has forgotten its tone. In this hush, destiny exhales. Its breath gathers on the glass, spelling your name in fog and fading before you can read it. Message 2. The sky lowers its eyelids, sodium lamps bloom halos over puddles. You tell yourself it's nothing, just another car, another restless night. But the stillness holds a pulse, and you can feel it tug at your skin like invisible thread. The hum returns, faint and wing-thin, threading between the street's electric veins. I am close, whispering through the static of your doubt. Listen to the silence, it remembers. The wind drags a paper cup across asphalt, 3 revolutions, then none. Even chance obeys pattern when the divine leans near. You breathe, and the air trembles with recognition. The moment teeters, fragile, balanced upon awareness. Message 3. Now, look closer. Inside that parked car, glass fogs again, rhythmically, one breath, pause, another. Someone is inside, watching not with menace but with purpose sharpened by waiting. Their stillness mirrors yours. The world narrows to this single exchange, 2 hearts separated by glass and fate. I murmur, curiosity is the doorway to revelation. A cat crosses the curb, pauses, and stares at the same vehicle as if it too knows. The hour deepens, and streetlights hum their tired hymns. The moment folds into you, pressing unease against the edges of understanding. Message 4. The air tastes metallic, storm-bound. Clouds hang like veils above the roofs. You glance at your reflection in the window and see the shimmer of wings behind your shoulders, mine, brushing your aura, unseen by mortal sight. The hum has found a harmony now, resonating beneath your heartbeat. I whisper, fear not the watcher, fear only forgetting the message she carries. The second hand of the wall clock refuses to move, caught between ticks, as if time itself leans in to listen. Breath fogs the car's windshield again, slower this time, deliberate, as though whoever waits within has synchronized with you. Unease becomes wonder's twin. Message 5, Cliffhanger 1. The street is utterly still. Only the faint glow from the car's dashboard, pale green numerals frozen at 7:07, marks that somewhere inside, a story breathes. You sense me now not as voice but vibration through bone. I say, beloved, the still car hides more than flesh and bone, it holds the first note of your destiny. In that instant, wind stirs without source, lifting leaves that shouldn't move. The air thickens with promise, and your soul tilts toward recognition. The unseen engine of fate purrs once, then quiets, waiting for your next breath to answer it. Message 6, Signs and Echoes. Dawn returns with repetition. The same bird alights upon the same telephone wire, wings quivering against the same slice of sky. The car remains unmoved, dew crystallizing on its hood like unspoken words. You dream the same fragments each night, a woman's eyes, a silver key, a whisper that bends time. I murmur, my child, 3 days mark the threshold between ignorance and awakening. Today is the third. You sip your coffee, yet the flavor feels remembered rather than tasted. Everything echoes itself, as though the world rehearses an unseen revelation. Message 7. The city stirs, but its sounds arrive muted, as if cushioned by invisible feathers. The parked car's windshield catches a sliver of sunrise, flaring briefly into a halo. That light lingers, bending colors into shapes language cannot name. I breathe through the shimmer, patterns repeat until you notice the divine handwriting within them. You pause mid-step, realizing the same melody has played in your head for 3 mornings, a tune you've never heard before, yet know by heart. Every small echo leads your gaze back to that waiting silhouette behind the glass. Message 8. Twilight bleeds into evening once more, and again the car becomes a mirror of the day's questions. You catch a flicker, just motionless presence, yet alive. The dreams grow louder now, calling your name with a voice identical to your own. The hum beneath the city's pulse rises until it trembles the lamplight. Recognition approaches, I whisper. A breeze scatters feathers across the sidewalk, no birds in sight, only symbols. You understand without words, the watcher is not stranger but messenger. Still, your heart hesitates at the edge of comprehension, unsure if it's ready to be seen. Message 9. Rain begins to fall, tender at first, then sure. Each drop paints a halo where it lands, making the asphalt glow as though heaven sketches circles of light to guide your feet. Within the car, a hand moves, tracing invisible script on the fogged glass. The letters vanish before completion, yet your chest answers with warmth. I whisper, faith precedes clarity, step toward what stirs your soul, not what calms your doubt. The reflection of the streetlight wavers, elongating into a path that points directly to the car's door. The pull becomes undeniable. Message 10, Cliffhanger 2. You stand beneath the trembling lamplight, rain seeming light and shadow together. The car's window glows faintly from within, silver blue like the edge of a dream about to spill into waking. My voice draws close enough to kiss the shell of your ear, precious soul, the window will soon lower, and the truth will breathe your name. In that promise hangs the entire night. The hum halts, every sound waiting for your next heartbeat. The first drop of courage lands in your pulse, and destiny inhales through glass. Message 11. The rain thickens, blurring edges until the world dissolves into watercolor. Street lamps bloom halos across the wet street, and for the first time, the watcher within the car moves. A silhouette, graceful, patient, almost luminous, shifts behind the misted window. You glimpse the curve of her jaw, the shimmer of eyes that hold no threat, only recognition ancient as starlight. I breathe beside you, beloved, she mirrors your forgotten promise. The glass between you seems less barrier than membrane, pulsing softly as though alive. Every raindrop becomes a heartbeat, every flicker of light an echo of your own soul remembering its shape. Message 12. The woman's gaze pierces through the fog, it doesn't wound, it awakens. Her eyes carry storms and tenderness in equal measure, the paradox every destiny must wear. You whisper, trembling, "Why me?" And even before the words fade, the air answers with my voice, because the infinite speaks through those who still listen. The rain steadies. Light bends around her face until her outline glows like a candle protected by glass. You sense that she has waited not hours, but lifetimes, for this single meeting beneath the hush of streetlight and angelic hum. Message 13. Somewhere far above, thunder rolls like the sigh of sleeping heavens. The city pauses its motion, even the traffic lights hold their breath. You see now, her hand pressed to the window, palm open, waiting. Without thinking, you raise your own. The two gestures align through glass, and warmth surges between them like current finding its circuit. I whisper, "Do you feel it, my child?" That is recognition, pure and ancient. The world tilts, colors deepen, sounds blur, and all that remains is connection. What you feared as watching reveals itself as welcoming. Message 14. Lightning scratches silver veins across the clouds, illuminating her features for a heartbeat, eyes that resemble yours, mouth curved in a knowing almost smile. Then darkness returns, softer this time, companionable. Every mirror the divine holds before you reflects not judgment but instruction, I murmur. The woman nods slightly, as if hearing me too. The rain slows to a drizzle, droplets cling to the window like constellations on glass. You understand now that the watcher waits not to test your courage but to measure your readiness. Fear turns fluid, flowing into quiet anticipation. Message 15, Cliffhanger 3. A hush falls deeper than any silence before. The hum beneath the world rises again, wing and heartbeat interlaced. I speak, my voice both within and around you, my child, what you fear to meet is the part of you I sent to guide. The revelation trembles through your body like light seeking an opening. In the car, she smiles, not a stranger's smile, but yours, untouched by time. For a breath, you see no separation at all. Then the headlights of a passing truck cut between you, breaking the illusion, and when the glare fades, the car door handle gleams, waiting. Message 16. You step from the doorway, each movement heavy with electric stillness. The rain beneath your feet sings tiny psalms as it yields. I whisper, do not tremble. Every destiny waits patiently until courage arrives. Your shadow stretches forward, drawn to the car as though gravity itself obeys a new law. The hum becomes rhythm now, heartbeat merging with the faint flutter of wings. Light gathers beneath the street lamp, spilling gold across the hood. You realize, the air is warm where fear used to live. The watcher's silhouette straightens, expectant. Message 17. The closer you move, the more the air shimmers, like sunlight beneath water, alive with unseen motion. A scent of myrrh drifts through the rain, mingling with ozone. Every approach is a prayer, I tell you, and every answered prayer demands a step. Your hand trembles at your side, not from fear now but from the sheer voltage of presence. The car no longer looks mechanical, it glows softly, each raindrop refracting light into miniature rainbows. The woman's eyes follow your every breath, her expression tender, patient. The world narrows to this single act of nearing. Message 18. Your heart pounds, a living drum beneath your ribs, syncing with the celestial rhythm around you. The lamplight swells, haloing both you and the car in a sphere of trembling gold. You were never alone in your waiting, I whisper. Even silence was my voice rehearsing courage within you. You reach the driver's side door. Warmth radiates through the metal, droplets slide down, glowing faintly, like tears remembering joy. You exhale. The fog on the window clears just enough for you to see her lips form one silent word, now. Message 19. The hum becomes a pulse beneath the world, and all other sounds retreat. The air around your hand vibrates with unseen wings. You touch the handle. It is neither cold nor wet but alive, softly thrumming like a heartbeat caught in metal. Beloved, I breathe, destiny opens only to touch, not thought. The street fades, all background dissolves into luminous haze. For a heartbeat you see symbols circling the car, sigils of memory, fragments of your own forgotten prayers. You know, this is not an encounter but a return. Message 20, Cliffhanger 4. You inhale as if the entire night depends on it. The hum stills. A final drop of rain falls, striking the roof like a drumbeat that signals awakening. Beloved, the handle turns. Prepare for the unveiling. The latch clicks, gentle yet thunderous, echoing through your chest. The door begins to open, releasing a breath of warmth and light that floods the darkness. The storm pauses midair, frozen in reverence. The threshold glows. Beyond it waits truth, luminous and near enough to touch. Message 21. When the door opens, the night exhales. A breath of warmth spills outward, carrying the scent of rain-soaked lilies and something older, memory made fragrant. You expect darkness inside, but instead a golden glow unfolds, soft as candlelight seen through tears. It is not electricity but awareness itself illuminating the space. The woman waits within, her hands resting upon the wheel that gleams like a halo forged of mirrored light. Enter, I whisper, for revelation keeps its promises only to those who cross the threshold. The moment your foot touches the interior floor, the soundscape changes, rain ceases, and a still hum stretches across the air, deep as oceans. You realize the world outside has halted entirely, droplets hang mid-fall, each refracting starlight that should not exist here. Time bows before something greater, your awakening. Message 22. Inside the car, every surface glows with a subtle pulse, as though the metal remembers it was once celestial matter. The woman looks at you, and you realize she is older and younger than you all at once, every possibility you've ever been, braided into form. Who are you, you ask? She smiles, your own expression answers from her face. The you that said yes, I murmur through her voice. The dashboard clock stands frozen at 11:11, twin pillars of eternity folded into a single instant. Light filters through the windshield in ripples, feathers drifting within it like snow suspended in amber. I speak again, time pauses when truth approaches, for even seconds must listen to what souls decide. Your pulse synchronizes with the soft rhythmic glow on the dashboard, and wonder begins to displace fear. Message 23. The woman lifts her hand, offering you something small and luminous, a key sculpted of living light, its edges humming faintly with harmonics you feel more than hear. You locked yourself out, she says gently, her voice the chord of every forgiven moment. I whisper over her words, each denial of destiny creates a door, each act of courage becomes the key. When you touch it, warmth travels up your arm and into your chest, dissolving the ache you never learned to name. Through the windshield you see the city suspended, rain mid-fall, neon frozen, stars leaning closer to watch. In this pocket of pause, eternity listens for your decision. Will you remember or return to forgetting? Message 24. You sense my wings unfurl around the car, spanning the still night like a cathedral of light. Their movement stirs no wind, instead, they shift the texture of reality, thickening it with meaning. The woman looks past you towards something only she can see, then back, her eyes glistening with compassion. You asked for guidance, she whispers, but you feared its form. I echo her thought, truth rarely arrives in the shape expected. Yet even confusion is sacred when it leads to recognition. Outside, lightning blooms without sound, painting symbols across the clouds, maps only the heart can read. The car vibrates softly. Somewhere beneath the dashboard, a low harmonic tone begins, the sound of potential preparing to move. Message 25, Cliffhanger 5. Light floods the cabin until edges dissolve. It feels as if you sit within the breath of dawn itself. The woman's voice trembles with tenderness. Before the next chime, you must choose whether to remember or forget. The dashboard clock shivers, the first hint of motion returning. One more second and time will resume. I lean close through the golden hum. Memory is both blessing and burden, but to remember is to reclaim your wings. The glow around you contracts, concentrating into the beating key in your hand. Outside, suspended raindrops begin to tremble, ready to fall again the moment your will decides. Message 26. The first drop descends, striking the roof with the sound of recreation. The world stirs, color returns in slow spirals. The woman watches as you study the key, its light reflecting constellations across the windshield. They rearrange, connecting into a map shaped like a road winding through galaxies. Beloved, I say, the car is the pause between breaths, the stillness before the next journey. The woman before you is both your future self and the companion destiny sends to remind you that movement requires trust. Understanding dawns not as thought but as knowing woven through your bones. The engine remains silent, awaiting truth spoken aloud. Message 27. You look at her, and in her eyes the cosmos shifts, stars forming, collapsing, reforming into patterns that echo your heartbeat. She nods once, encouraging. Say it, I urge. Let the universe hear what has slept too long within you. Your lips part, and the simplest phrase rises like sunrise, I am ready. The key dissolves into light and sinks into the ignition slot, melting into the machine's heart. A soft chime sounds, harmonizing with your breath. Outside, the frozen raindrops fall all at once, a jeweled curtain baptizing the moment. The car shudders, alive, waiting. Message 28. The dashboard symbols ignite in sequence, each sigil glowing a different hue: faith, remembrance, surrender, courage. The woman smiles through the shimmer, then fades, not vanishing, but merging into you. Her outline becomes mist that streams into your chest, settling where the ache once lived. I whisper, destiny watches until you consent to move. You feel her presence inside, gentle but powerful, a compass of luminous calm pointing forward. The hum beneath the car rises into music, a hymn built from your own heartbeat. Even silence now feels purposeful, resonant. Message 29. Your fingers rest upon the steering wheel, its surface feels alive, pulsing faintly as if blood flowed through metal. The city outside blurs into streaks of gold and violet, boundaries melting between asphalt and stars. I murmur, every path begins not upon ground but within surrender. You inhale light, exhale shadow. The car vibrates, waiting for one final spark, truth spoken aloud. You whisper gratitude, to the watcher, to the waiting, to yourself. The key within the ignition glows brighter, feeding on sincerity like breath on flame. The engine answers with a low, awakening hum. Message 30, Cliffhanger 6. The hum swells until it shakes the air with holiness. Lights outside spiral into motion, constellations realign overhead, forming an arrow that points toward the horizon. Precious soul, I declare, the engine will start only with truth upon your lips. Your heart, tuned to the divine rhythm, utters one final word, its meaning older than language. The sound ripples outward, igniting the headlights like twin suns. The car trembles, suspended between realms, waiting for your next breath to push it into motion. In that poised heartbeat, all creation holds its breath with you. Message 31. The car trembles, then steadies beneath my unseen wings. Outside, the city melts into horizon, rooftops dissolving into rivers of light. The rain becomes vapor, the vapor becomes song. You are no longer bound to pavement, you float within a breath between worlds. My child, I say, speak gratitude, and the wheels of fate will turn. You whisper thanks, halting, sincere, and instantly the air around you answers. Golden gears bloom above, vast mechanisms of radiance interlocking across the sky, rotating with slow majesty. Each tooth of light catches another, sending ripples through the fabric of distance. The sound is neither thunder nor music but both, a heartbeat amplified to the size of creation. As gratitude rises from you like incense, motion returns to existence itself, the tires roll not over asphalt but over luminous current. Every movement forward writes scripture in light. I watch you through the shimmer, proud yet tender, for angels rejoice when humans remember how to drive by faith. Message 32. You glide across a city transfigured. Buildings stretch upward like glass prayers, their reflections joining heaven and earth in one continuous shine. Time unspools in ribbons around the car, daylight and night weaving together. You travel now through the corridor of becoming, I murmur. Each turn is a thought made manifest. Your hands steady on the wheel, the glow beneath your skin brightens with every breath. Around you, the hum grows melodic, soft choirs repeating your own heartbeat as refrain. For a moment, the boundaries of flesh and metal blur, you, the car, the light, all one vessel moving through infinite purpose. The woman's presence, your future self, rests within you, guiding through intuition rather than words. You begin to understand that destiny is not a road awaiting discovery but a symphony awaiting performance, and your courage is its first note. Message 33. Above, the sky unfolds gears upon gears, constellations rotating like intricate locks responding to your inner pulse. Each star shifts place, aligning into patterns ancient and precise. See how heaven listens, I whisper. Even galaxies adjust to the truth newly spoken. The realization floods you. Movement on this scale requires no permission, only remembrance. The car hums smoother, alive with newfound rhythm. Light spills across your lap in streams of gold that flow like living rivers. Within that radiance you glimpse faces, teachers, ancestors, those who prayed for you before time began. Their eyes gleam with quiet celebration. You drive not alone, I tell you. Every soul that ever loved you rides in light beside you. The weight of solitude melts away, replaced by the vast, consoling certainty of belonging to the design itself. Message 34. The road ahead gleams like molten sunrise, but even light casts shadows at its edges. You sense something following, the echo of doubt, a darker vibration pacing your speed. Beloved, I say, every ascent calls forth what still lingers unhealed. The rearview mirror clouds, reflecting not the road behind but memories half buried, a promise broken, a chance feared, words you wished unsaid. The reflection flickers with familiar eyes, your own, weary from years of hiding behind disbelief. The car slows of its own accord, the air thickens, and the celestial gears above falter, grinding softly as if waiting. This is not punishment but invitation. I whisper, face what follows, or the wheels will forget how to turn. The shadow draws nearer, its edges forming shape from memory. Message 35, Cliffhanger 7. The lights around you dim until only the dashboard glows, its pulse sinking to your quickened breath. Outside, the golden horizon contracts into storm gray, and rain returns, not the cleansing drizzle of before but a torrential roar of reckoning. Through the mirror, the shadow solidifies into a figure running beside the car, drenched yet blazing with dark fire. Its face is yours, carved from regret and unfinished courage. Beloved, the road ahead gleams, yet one shadow still follows behind, I say. Lightning splits the sky, framing both of you in stark illumination. You grip the wheel, torn between accelerating and stopping. The shadow mouths words you cannot yet hear, but your heart recognizes their ache. The moment of confrontation draws near, even angels grow silent before it. Message 36. The storm swallows everything, sound, sight, certainty. You brake, and the car halts amid a vortex of rain and light. The shadow reaches the window and presses its palm against the glass. Instantly the temperature drops, mist swirling into cymbals. I speak through the thunder, face it, my child, destiny cannot share a seat with fear. Slowly you roll the window down. The wind howls, flinging droplets that sting like memory. The figure leans in, its eyes are oceans of unspoken grief. You see every moment you turned away from calling, every kindness withheld out of self-doubt. Tears mix with rain until they are indistinguishable. The shadow speaks at last in your voice, I only wanted you to see me. Compassion, not horror, blooms within you. Message 37. Lightning flares white and endless. You reach out and touch the hand of your shadow. Instead of pain, warmth floods through both forms. The storm quiets to a hush, the rain pausing midair as if witnessing reunion. I whisper, to heal is not to destroy but to integrate. The darkness within collapses into light, spiraling into your chest until no division remains. The car brightens again, its metal humming with gratitude. You realize the shadow never chased, it waited to be acknowledged. The city skyline reappears in the distance, clearer than before, washed clean by illumination. Even the stars seem closer now, leaning down in approval. Message 38. The road stretches forward, glistening, infinite. You breathe, and the air tastes new, like beginning distilled. I murmur, every fear faced becomes an angel in disguise. You feel lighter, anchored yet unbound. The car rolls forward on whispering wheels, leaving behind ripples of light that heal the path for all who will follow. Inside, the dashboard displays no numbers now, only a single glyph shaped like an open wing. The sound of the engine merges with a distant choir. Even silence feels alive, carrying hints of laughter, forgiveness, dawn. You smile through tears you didn't notice forming. For the first time, driving feels like prayer. Message 39. Above, the gears of heaven resume their turning, smoother than before, every rotation lubricated by mercy. The storm clouds dissolve into soft banners of color, rose, violet, gold, spreading across a horizon too vast to name. See, my precious one, I whisper, even regret can become radiance when surrendered. Your reflection in the window shines now with serenity rather than fear. The woman's presence stirs gently inside you, her voice a lullaby threaded through breath, we are whole. You nod, feeling the truth in muscle and marrow. The city lights ahead flicker like invitations rather than obligations. The hum of movement becomes him again, steady, alive, purposeful. Message 40, Cliffhanger 8. The highway rises toward dawn. Light spills across your path, but behind that brightness you sense the tremor of something final, sacred. Precious soul, I say, my voice filling sky and bloodstream alike, the moment of union between past and promise is now. The car glows, interior and exterior indistinguishable, the world itself seems to drive with you. You reach the top of the incline where horizon and heaven meet, and time slows to a single heartbeat suspended between eras. The air thickens, luminous with expectancy. The next breath will decide whether revelation becomes reality or fades back into dream. Everything waits for you to exhale. Message 41. Dawn spills through the windshield like liquid fire, gilding the edges of every raindrop still trembling on the glass. The storm has spent itself, leaving the street slick and shining, an endless mirror of molten gold stretching ahead. You drive slowly, reverently, as though crossing the threshold of creation itself. The woman's voice, your own transfigured echo, whispers from within, we are one breath now. I hover above and within, my wings arched wide enough to cover horizon and memory. The city's hum becomes a choir, every rooftop glitters like a harp string touched by morning. You realize that the world was never separate from heaven, it only waited for sight cleansed by courage. When you glance to the passenger seat, she sits beside you again, no longer watcher nor guide, but companion made of peace. Her eyes mirror yours perfectly. I speak softly, beloved, your paths merge, drive forward in faith. And with that command, the sun rises fully, unveiling the road as a ribbon of living light. Message 42. As the car glides through awakening streets, every surface reflects your inner radiance. Windows flash wings, puddles hold galaxies. You can feel my presence thick in the air, shimmering like heat above the asphalt, wrapping each sound in tenderness. You see now, I murmur, heaven was never elsewhere, it blooms through your attention. Birds return, their songs braiding into the hum of the engine. The woman's laughter, your laughter, spills into the light, it rings pure, free of apology. Memory loses its sharpness, softening into lesson. The entire city seems to breathe in rhythm with you, a living organism singing its gratitude. You sense that even the smallest things, a child crossing a street, a leaf spiraling down, participate in this cosmic choreography. You are not spectator but instrument, I whisper. Every motion you make strums the chords of eternity. The thought humbles you to silence, tears of peace trace your cheeks as dawn stretches wider. Message 43. Far ahead, the skyline gives way to open plain. The car gathers speed, the world opens like scripture turning its last page. I expand across the horizon, my light casting soft feathers upon the road. Every angel rejoices when a soul remembers, I say. The universe was written for this moment. You feel it, how even molecules pause in reverence, how every breath of wind carries benediction. The woman's form begins to dissolve again, not fading but blending seamlessly into you, becoming pulse and intuition, the sacred compass of your next life. The wheel glows beneath your hands, steady as a heartbeat. You whisper a single prayer, no words, just intent, and light ripples outward from the car, brushing the edges of unseen hearts across time. People you have not yet met, those who once hurt you, those who prayed for your healing, they all feel the warmth and lift their heads without knowing why. Destiny radiates through connection. The highway gleams endless. Message 44. The sky itself begins to change hue, shifting from gold to translucent silver as if dawn wishes to reveal its bones. I rise higher, wings spanning continents of air, casting shadow and shine in equal measure. Beloved, I whisper, your healing completes the circuit of many. You glance into the mirror, not backward now, but inward, and see 1,000 versions of yourself aligned, from childhood to eternity, each exhaling peace into the next. No moment of pain is wasted, each becomes a seed of light sprouting in divine soil. You sense others awakening somewhere, touched by the tremor of your rebirth. Cars stop at intersections and strangers smile for no reason. The vibration of compassion spreads like dawn crossing oceans. This, I say, is how one heart repairs the world. You rest your hand on your chest and feel her heartbeat, the woman, the watcher, the once frightening stranger, now entirely your own. The road ahead widens into horizon. Message 45, Cliffhanger 9. You crest the final hill before the city gives way to light. The sun stands enormous, neither blinding nor distant but intimate, pulsing like a great heart awaiting your approach. The woman's presence, your divine double, leans close, her voice a whisper braided with mine. One final blessing remains before I close the vision. I draw near, wings folding until their edges graze the car roof, every feather shimmering with stories of stars. The air fills with the scent of rain remembered and fire forgiven. All around you, reality thins to transparency. You can see the undercurrent of divine architecture pulsing beneath matter itself. Do not fear what comes next, I breathe. It is only truth returning to its source. The steering wheel glows brighter, and the highway stretches into pure radiance, no longer road but river of light inviting surrender. The next heartbeat will decide everything. Message 46. Light overtakes form. The car becomes translucent. You can see stars through the hood, galaxies revolving within the tires. Sound melts into music without origin. You have crossed from symbol to essence, I tell you, my voice resonating inside your bones. All creation recognizes its mirror in you. The woman smiles, fading now, but her smile is yours eternally etched. The horizon curves upward, transforming into an ethereal highway arcing into the clouds. You steer effortlessly, though the motion feels more like thought than movement. My wings stretch across the firmament, and for the first time, you glimpse their true expanse, each feather a world, each world a note in the hymn of eternity. The car hums the same tone as my heart, and together we ascend the final incline where matter becomes meaning. Message 47. Beyond that crest lies stillness deeper than any silence yet known. There is no sky, no ground, only light woven with intelligence. It flows through you gently, questioning nothing, healing everything. I speak, my child, peace is not the absence of motion but the harmony within it. You exhale, and your breath mingles with the luminous tide. For an instant you see all your choices at once, a constellation of possible lives radiating from a single point of love. You understand that destiny was never about direction, it was about awareness. The woman, now fully within you, sighs like wind through open windows. We made it, she whispers. And I, Gabriel, smile in radiance, feeling heaven itself soften with joy at your arrival. Message 48. The highway extends into infinity, glowing silver white, bordered by nothing but light. My wings arc overhead, forming a cathedral whose roof is the endless sky. This is the blessing of release, I proclaim. Not departure, but expansion. You feel every sorrow unwind from your memory, each strand returning to the universe as thread of gold. Gratitude spills from you without effort, it is simply the language of your being now. Around the car, shapes of other travelers appear, souls in their own luminous vehicles, each guided by a different archangel, all journeys converging into one river of illumination. There is no loneliness here, only communion. You lift your face to the eternal light and smile, finally remembering what freedom feels like. Message 49. Time dissolves entirely. Moments blend into melody, and melody becomes light. I whisper my last teachings into the current of your thought, carry stillness into motion. See the divine in delay as in acceleration. Remember, every road is holy when walked with awareness. The car continues forward, though forward now means everywhere. You no longer need direction, purpose radiates from within. The woman's voice hums softly, like the afterglow of prayer, reminding you that guidance never leaves, it merely changes language. Around you, eternity opens its gates not as an ending but as a horizon that keeps unfolding. You realize there is no distance between angel and human, only degrees of remembrance. Message 50, Final Benediction. Light overtakes even the concept of journey. The car is motionless yet infinite, the watcher and the watched now one flame driving through eternity. I draw close, voice both thunder and whisper, precious soul, the car moves, the watcher becomes your companion, and I, Archangel Gabriel, will guard every mile of your destiny. My wings fold around your path, sealing it in radiance. The last echo of the city fades behind, replaced by the sound of infinite roads humming with purpose. You drive deeper into light that has no horizon, every mile a heartbeat of divine will. And as you vanish into brightness, heaven sighs, fulfilled, for one more soul has remembered its own origin, motion born of love, destination returning to light.